Ragnarok reacts to Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, brother. This is Sean.
And this is Chris. Hey, Macho Man, what's going on?
What you gonna do when Quantumania runs wild on you?
Be sucked into another vortex or whatever I'm going.
I don't know. Yeah, so this is the third Ant-Man movie. Big trailer released today. This is kind of one that we've been waiting on. I mean, we had Thor, Love and Thunder. We've been kind of wanting all these Marvel movies to have like more of a consequence around the whole, universe.
Yeah.
And so far, each installment really hasn't had that major push. I think the last thing that had a big push was maybe like Loki, that seemed to have like, universe spanning
Yeah,
consequences.
they've all kind of been individual. I mean, we've had the things
Yeah.
that happened in the Eternals. There's this big celestial coming out of the ocean.
Right.
We have not talked about. We have everything that took place in
Yeah.
Shang-Chi that had no connection to anything. The
Right.
new Thor movies had no connection to anything. So we were so used to all these movies being interlaced and everything that took place in one movie having some type of effect on another movie,
Right.
and nothing. So this one here looks like it's finally going to connect something. If it's just going to be Loki to this world, if it's just the same. I mean, we know Kang's in this. Is it the same Kang? Is it a different Kang?
I don't know. We should just jump into it and see what's going on.
That's it. Let's just go.
I used to ask myself a lot of questions. Scott, you're at ex-con. How are you an Avenger? That doesn't make sense. But everywhere I go, people tell me the same thing.
Thank you, Spider-Man.
I love that.
People still need help, Dad.
That's why we made this. It's like a satellite for deep space, but quantum.
Wait a minute. You're sending a signal down to the quantum realm.
Uh-oh.
Turn it off. Now!
He had no choice to go.
Yeah.
Where are we?
When are you gonna come down? When are you going to land? I should have stayed on the phone. I should have listened to my own mind.
This song is awesome with it.
Beneath ours. What are you so afraid of?
She's been there before.
There's something I never told you.
This place. It isn't what you think.
The whole army.
Oh, I found the other side of my future lies beyond the other big round.
Yeah. Oh, Bill Murray.
Bill Murray.
You hope. And give you more time. If you help me.
When did Cassie get a suit?
So, what's it gonna be? Ant-Man.
Some Quantumania.
Okay. So, I know that you didn't seem to be very excited about that movie. When all the titles of upcoming Marvel films were released, you were like, Ant-Man, Quantumania, you were like, I don't know. After seeing the trailer, what do you think?
Okay, well, I'll do this here. Full disclosure.
Yeah.
I didn't see any of the other two Ant-Mans in the theater. I skipped them both.
Okay.
When I finally got around to seeing the original Ant-Man, I blown away. I loved it. It was fun. It was funny. The works. Because we went through when we watched them in order, all the Marvel movies.
Yeah.
So when we watched them, I couldn't wait to get to Ant-Man and Wasp. Ant-Man and Wasp was, in my opinion, the worst Marvel movie in the MCU.
Ooh, that's
I
tough.
almost shut it off.
No.
But I decided to power through it just because it's one of the movies and I just want to be able to see it once.
Right.
So when coming into this and knowing this is coming, I've been kind of like, I don't know. It's like I'm not excited for it, but after seeing this trailer, I'm intrigued.
Okay.
So I think it did its job with me, if that makes sense.
Oh, it does. Yeah, this is what I had thought. I was actually, out of all the Marvel movies, just knowing that Kang was going to be a part of this, I was honestly, it was one of my top movies that I was looking forward to. And I liked Ant-Man and the Wasp more than you did for sure. I understand it didn't, as far as like compared to a lot of the other Marvel movies, probably wasn't as good. This one, as far as the series though, I feel like it's an embarrassment of riches as far as the cast. I mean, Michael Douglas and Michelle Pfeiffer, like,
Mhm.
I mean, when we were kids, those
And
2 were
Bill Murray now?
powerhouse. Yeah, and Bill Murray now.
Bill Murray's in the MCU? What's going on
I mean,
here?
and not to mention, Paul Rudd, who's, everybody loves Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
But to have that caliber of actors above him playing, the elders, is like, that's fantastic in itself. And the lady who played Kate on Lost, Eve, I forget her name. But anyway, she's a good actress too.
Yeah.
But
It's not Longoria, is it?
no, that was somebody else. It's gonna come to me. Hey, leave it in the comments. What's her name? The lady who played Kate and Lost, and
Yeah,
she plays,
correct us.
yeah, correct us, please.
Set us on our ways.
We're getting old. Our brains are misfiring. But yeah, like this looks incredible. It looks intense. And Jonathan Major's character, well, some version of
Some version
Kang
of Kang, yeah.
is in it, and he doesn't look like he's mustache twirling. It looks like another unique interpretation. Like they're going to give him some kind of depth.
Well, we learned in Loki that there are many different versions of Kang. We
Yeah.
met one in Loki. We know that there are many other ones. He said he was sending himself all over the place.
Right.
So I really believe this is finally the piece. This is the piece that we've been waiting for. It's going to launch us into the next, I guess, phase 4, they're calling it, or whatever. Because the next big Marvel move, like the big one, is what is it? Avengers Kang Dynasty.
Yeah, there's Avengers Kang Dynasty and
So this has
Avengers
got to
Secret
start
Wars.
building
Yeah.
towards that Avengers movie. So all of them have to be interconnected now. Will we see Shang-Chi? Will we see Ms. Marvel? Will we see, all these other characters that have been introduced? Will we start seeing them now interlaced in these movies so we can build to that point? Because that's what they did so great in the beginning when they had us during the Infinity War saga. They built everything. They showed us characters. They got us basically to love the characters. Like there was emotional responses when Iron Man died. When he died, everybody was, when Stark died, it was a big reaction.
Right.
So if they want another movie like that, they got to start working hard, because right now they're floundering. They're kind of flopping in the wind.
One thing I noticed about the trailer that I thought was kind of neat was earlier in the trailer, Ant-Man, like when he was called Spider-Man, we laughed. It was kind of played off as a joke, right? But like maybe I think Scott Lang, that's kind of something he's been running into, like his identity as one of the Avengers. Like he's kind of one of the lesser known guys. There was the scene in the Avengers movie where the kids wanted to take a picture of Hulk and they didn't even know who Scott Lang
Didn't even know who Scott Lang was. No, I'm Ant-Man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, no, come over. No, I don't want to come in. Come on in. I'm not interested anymore.
Yeah, and the guy's like, "Thank you, Spider-Man." But at the end of this trailer, Kang calls him by his superhero name. He's like, "What do you say, Ant-Man?" And he makes it a point. And Scott kind of gives him a look like, "I wonder if they're going to play with that and be like, if there's going to be a temptation for Scott to actually, join Kang and whatever whatever he's doing. I don't know.
Whatever he's got going on." I thought it was cool when they called him Spider-Man 2, because I think it kind of hinted towards the whole Spider-Man 3, when now nobody knows who Spider-Man is anymore.
Right, yeah.
I thought that was a cool little nod. That's the first thing I thought of, because everyone now forgets that Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
That's true too. Yeah.
So I thought that was a cool little like through thread from Spider-Man to this one here. And that's why I truly believe that this is going to be a movie that's going to go ahead and launch us into the next phase of building towards what we know as the MCU.
I hope so. They need to like move this train along, man, to keep interest. I know we got good stuff coming on the way, but I don't know. Hopefully they have some kind of event. I don't know if D23 or Comic-Con where they just, they always put the big screen up there where they put, throw the logos for the new movies up, and it's like, ooh, but I don't know. Marvel needs to do some more stuff to re-engage me, because it's like, I like the Disney Plus stuff okay for what they are.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know. I liked She-Hulk, but I'm not necessarily like jonesing for She-Hulk season 2, or I mean, even Loki, like to an extent.
I couldn't believe
like,
they gave Loki a 2.
yeah.
I mean, honestly, that's where I was when they said at the end of the season, Loki season 2 coming again or coming soon or whatever they did.
Right.
I was like, wow, really? Okay. I mean, I guess. I mean, I don't mind Loki. I enjoyed Loki.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought that I thought Loki itself, the show, was so off the reservoir
Yeah.
that I didn't know if it gained enough traction for a season 2. But it must be one of those threads that they're doing that's going to be connecting things, Loki and Kang. And I mean, at the end of it, we've seen Kang split off all the different, timelines. So I thought that was going to have a lot more of an effect on what we've seen going forward. But to this point, it hasn't had a single piece of, there've been no repercussions. I mean, that's true about all the stuff that's happened.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see what Janet Van Dyne's experience was, Michelle Pfeiffer's character prior to being. I mean, because she lived for like 25 years or something.
She was in there for a while, yeah.
Yeah. So it'll be cool to like learn a little bit of that backstory too. And like I mentioned before, I mean, just this cast of characters, I like this this Ant-Man family unit that they have. They're almost kind of like a Fantastic Four in themselves. It's like a dad and his wife and his in-laws and his daughter.
That doesn't have disaster written all over it, does it?
I know, right? And they have this like working relationship where he's, feels like he's constantly living up to the old Ant-Man shadow, and I like it.
Well, I want to go ahead and look at it, because it glazed over because it was a quick shot and it was gone. Does Kang have an army? Did you see all of them lined up? That was an army in formation there. And that was a lot. What is the intentions there? Where is he going with that?
I don't know. That's what I'm assuming, is that he's planning some kind of invasion, because they're in, the quantum realm or whatever. They seem to have their own little civilization within the quantum realm here. Is he just like not satisfied to stay in the quantum realm? I'm assuming maybe he wants to rule all realms. It is a Kang after all.
Yeah.
Right?
Is there more within this quantum realm than they're showing right now? Are there other
Yeah.
civilizations within this quantum realm?
Yeah.
Or is he going to bring them all out and invade somewhere that, something that we haven't seen yet?
And who's Bill Murray's character? Like, is he playing like they tend to bring in like I'm thinking like Jeff Goldblum's character in the Thor films, just like kind of is it going to be kind of a silly like one-off, or is he going to have some more depth? I'm curious about that too.
Yeah, that shocked me. I wasn't expecting that when they showed it. I was like, whoa, Bill Murray.
But that's it. It seems like you and I are. I was already on board. Seems like you're more on board. Comes out February.
I'm more on board. Yeah, I'm a lot more intrigued. Like I said before, the trailer did its job for me. It made me more intrigued. I can't say that I'm gung-ho for the theater for this yet. My wife loved all the other movies. She did not like Ant-Man and Wasp at all.
Oh, dear.
That was one she didn't like. So when I told her we were reacting to the new Ant-Man trailer, she was like, who cares? I was like, wow,
no.
that's something, because she made a point of sitting down and watching them all, the timeline. I mean, when we got to the end of it, we discussed it. We haven't gone any further, but she was into it. So even with her, she was like, I don't know if I care.
Wow, no kidding. Well, there you go. We'll see come February. It's a February release. What do you think of the timetable? I mean, usually there's a big thing in March. Is it then just like pushing that closer and closer to the holidays? It's like that the month seems to shift. I guess that's when Black Panther came out.
I think they're still right now in recovery mode from the pandemic and getting things out. We're seeing it right now. They had a bunch of stuff come out. Now we're in a barren land again. And then when the holidays hit, there's going to be a few movies that come up, but not a ton. So there's going to be a couple of years repercussion of the pandemic and movies coming out and when they're going to be released, and getting back to the normal holidays, summer, February timeframe being a barren land. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's going to take a little while to get back to that.
Well, guys, we are Dad and Rock. We do huge trailer reactions. If a big trailer comes out, we're going to do reactions. We don't necessarily do huge reactions. Oh, but we're going to give you our natural, honest reaction to trailers that come out.
I like to say we more watch it with you and then talk about it afterwards.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's the best way I can explain it.
And then each and every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we do what's called the Dad and Rock After Show, where we talk about the latest and greatest in TV and streaming. This week, we're going to be talking about the season finale of House of the Dragon. And also we started a new show called The Peripheral, which is on Amazon Prime. Which has Chloe Grace Moretz. So far, a big kind of sci-fi here. I'm digging it so far. A couple episodes are out there.
It's got Westworld and Ready Player One vibes written all over it. So if you like both those, either one or both, this is the show for you to check out. And then see if you guys agree with our opinions on it. Right now, like Sean just said, we're both kind of digging it, waiting for Friday for the next episode.
And then, of course, we're also talking about Star Wars Andor. So join us this Sunday. Coming up Sunday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be live. We're interactive. You can talk to us in real time. We'll respond to you. But other than that, I guess we'll just see you when the next trailer comes out.
There we go, guys. So we'll go ahead and keep it cheesy.
See ya.